Hey, what's going on? Quick video today. Just a little bit of a rant on Reaktor. Had this one for a while, although it's kind of unusable in many cases. I have a lot of gripes with it, despite the fact that it has a lot of potential to be insanely powerful and really great. Patcher with modular racks is phenomenal. It's really quick, easy, simple to use. The build synths samplers and effects is also really awesome, although the community has very little support from native instruments directly. The most support I've had outside of forums is going to be from a Discord community, which is still small, even after being made, I think a couple of years ago. And my biggest issue is playing with Reaktor. The UI is super clunky, it's unforgiving, and the navigation is just honestly terrible. Whenever you load up an instance, you have obviously everything down here, which is kind of nice. It's like in folders, but my biggest gripe is how the window itself is actually resized every time you open up a different instance of another instrument. So just clear this here. So I got this one going, and then I have to click here. And every time I need to open up a new instance, I have to click the folder, move my mouse all the way down, double click onto the instrument. Sometimes it'll ask me to save like changes or whatever. But if I want to quickly go between like different instances, the entire resizing of the window is very inconvenient. And the fact that I have to click multiple times just to get something to happen is awful, terrible, takes too long. Another issue is whenever I'm clicking on instances, the window will just resize. Just randomly, and there's not really much control I can do over that. So for example, let me find something that is frustrating. So for example, my mouse cursor was hovered over the blip instance, but whenever I clicked this module open, it resized the entire window. Whenever I go to, let's try some other setups. Same things with some of these instruments, it just resizes the entire window. And a lot of times whenever I am trying to make a song or start a project, just looking for sounds, trying to get something on the board quick, fast, and easy. However, the amount of clicks it takes to bring up anything inside of Reaktor is honestly atrocious. It takes too long, the window resizing is throwing me off, and every time I open up something, it has, a chance to either ask me, hey, do you want to save this? Do you not want to save this? It's really inconvenient, really slow, really clunky, and it increases the amount of clicks it takes to get the result I want. Versus if I want to open up another instrument, I can just, bam, it's open. I don't even have to click. I can just click on instruments. And I have so many options available so much faster outside of Reaktor. It's honestly really frustrating. Don't get me wrong, Reaktor has some really beautiful instruments, but for the price tag, I would honestly say it's not worth it. Yes, you'll be able to have access to a lot of really niche synthesizers and effects, but for the lack of efficiency and the atrocious window resizing format, this window, as you can see, the border doesn't even fit on my screen. I have to actually scroll most of the time for a lot of these, and there's no resizing options, which I understand. Resizing stuff takes a lot of effort. I know Serum solved that issue by having different skins that are different sizes, but I honestly, I don't think that Reaktor's worth it just because of how clunky the design is. And Reaktor's been around for a long time. There's no Reaktor 7 as of yet. Aside from the glaring issues with this, the fact that there's very little support on building synthesizers inside of Reaktor is honestly terrible, because one of the bigger reasons why I bought Reaktor was synthesizer design and effect design, which I can kind of do, but there's no direct feedback response between the community of Reaktor and Reaktor itself because of how small the community is. In fact, the only like mainstream tutorials there exist on Reaktor are from other third-party websites. I think ADSR does like a really good series on Reaktor development. And this doesn't help because even if I read through the manual, which I've actually done quite a few times, if I'm trying to figure out what some of the different modules do and how they work, you will not get far at all. I have taken a discrete math course, so I have an understanding of how logic works. However, not everything is clear-cut and simple in buildings, synths, samplers, effects, and all that kind of stuff. I think they can improve by either expanding on the community, hosting competitions for, designs and redesigns of previous products, much like they do with collaboration with Metapop. Sometimes they'll have a new synth or a new plugin come out and they'll want people to use it in their production just to either build popularity with the plugin itself or build recognition with the product. However, I don't see the same effect with Reaktor. When Blocks released, it was huge. There was a lot of name recognition. There was a lot of marketing behind getting people into Blocks, which I thought was really awesome. But that was with their new add-on. I think they need to rework how accessing their library works and then redoing a little bit of community management with building stuff. Anyways, that was just a quick summary of some of the thoughts I had. The Discord that I'm talking about that has a community around Reaktor, I'll link in the description below. Please check it out. Just see if this is something that you're interested in before getting involved in, because I was definitely in over my head when I bought Reaktor.